How excellent is your name? How excellent is your name? How excellent is your name, oh Lord? How excellent is your name? How excellent is your name, oh Lord? How excellent is your name? How excellent is your name? Oh yes, just Ledoir, yes. I was once a member of the choir, and I was a drummer too. Yes, guys, you are welcome. We're doing it differently, guys. Yes. Yes, guys. Yes, we're doing it differently today. You're all welcome to the live stream. Yes, I have someone that I will engage live from Moscow this great afternoon. Yes, it is Wednesday, the 4th day of November 2020. You're welcome. Yeah, I'll be picking all your comments and everything. Yes, a lot of you were wondering. You see, I have to tweak and walk around the stuff. Yes, I'm bringing in somebody. We tried it earlier on to get the show going, but the connection from Moscow was giving us a heckle of a time. So we decided we're going to do it the other way around. And that other way around is what we're going to do. And that guest, let me show you his picture. You've been hearing this guy on my show for a long time. Yes, you've been hearing him. His name is Narada Franklin. And Narada Franklin will be joining us live from Moscow today, guys. That is the man. Yeah, that's Narada Franklin. That's him. And what we basically want to discuss today is this. It's an audience with Narada Franklin live from Moscow. The problems associated with agitation, the Yoruba nation and the Biafra. Yes, that's exactly what we want to talk about. So that's Narada Franklin, and he will be joining me live from Moscow, guys. Thank God he's got a day off today. So together, Narada and I, we're going to crack the stream today. Yes, Lord Jesus. Oh yes, I just want to praise him. Yes, because of all the troubles and everything. And the fact that some people, they continue to bury live cows in the north because of me. Is it just the Fulanis or the Yorubas themselves too? Those that are not comfortable with the truth. Yes, I just want to thank that supernatural unseen eyes that no eyes had seen nor any tongue spoken. But he continued to perform wonders. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Yes, we thank you, we thank you, we thank you. Oh yes, Tony Godson, good afternoon. Jocelyn Noah, good afternoon. Yes, I'm still coming back to that our sister in UAE that needed your help and support. Guys, yes, yes, oh yes, yes, Rukayat Hamuzat. I'm seeing that name for the first time, but I'm sure, I'm pretty sure that I can see that you've got the Oduduwa Nation flag. Yes. And if you want to ring in as well, guys, yes, the line is open and you guys can equally contribute. The line is open. Yes. Yes. You can see the number there, scrolling. See, I managed to crack how to bring in the studio into the live studio. Yes. John Adeleke, Adedamola. I think I've seen that name before. Steve was a gay. Yes, you're welcome. That song was especially waxed for me by, I think, yes, that was that's Makola Mambo, and one of the musicians that was my product that I made extremely popular in the UK. Yes. Bright Chinjidu, yes, one of my regulars. I'm beginning to see you regularly. You are the most high. Nobody's higher than you. Oh yes. Yes, because I'm streaming simultaneously, guys, on both uh, Facebook, on Hello Magazine, on Liberty Media Communications, and I believe I've made copies of that too as well on my personal page and YouTube. So it's blasting off everywhere. Yeah, I think I'm going to activate some other social platform of mine that I've not used for a long time, such as LinkedIn. Yes, I use Twitter, but I'm not really constant on Twitter, so I can easily, stream as well live onto Twitter. So now it's there. Yes, Max Dave. Yes, Osagie Nogus Paul. Yes, good afternoon to you guys. The time in London is 18 minutes past 3 o'clock London time. Yes, yes, you're welcome, guys. Yes, yeah, let's just warm up so that we get in as many people as possible in onto the show. Yes, yes, it is. It is going to be great today because it is an audience with Narada Franklin, all the way from Moscow. So Narada Franklin, that's it. It's joining us live from Moscow, and what we want to talk about today is the problems associated with agitation, the Yoruba nation and Biafra. We're going to trash it. Yes, yes, yes. You're going to welcome Narada Franklin very well, wholeheartedly. Yes. Yes, I'm still counting. I'm looking at you guys. I'm looking at each and every one of you as you're trooping in your drones. Oh, oh yes. I love music, and I'm a jazz freak human being too. Considering the fact that I'm a drummer, and the only keys that I can play on the guitar is the C, F, and G chords, which is the basic anyway. It's a beautiful song. Yes. So let's give honor to who that honor is due. Sadahij Tetragrammaton Sabahoth, the name that is mighty, the name that is mighty, and the name that is above every other name. Tony Godson said she's scared for the US elections. Don't be scared. Thank you, John Adeleke Adedamola. Ben Emenike. Thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. See, I'm streaming simultaneously on all the pages. Guys, let's warm up. Let's just praise that Baba Obeah. Yes. 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 Okay, guys, let's do that. Uh, good. Good afternoon to you guys. You are all welcome to my show. Now I'm going to take off that from the speaker. Now I was trying as much as possible to bring in Narada Franklin on the live stream, but it seems the connections from London to Moscow was a bit hard on us. Yes, Osadio Barry Nogus Paul. Oh, thank you. Okay. You guys can continue to chat with yourselves on the US election. Now, I've got Narada Franklin with us. He's joining us live all the way from Moscow. As you guys can see, that's the picture of Narada Franklin, and you can see the environment is Moscow. So I made this up quickly so that you guys can see exactly where he is and his location. Now, I'm going to bring him in, and we basically want to talk about the problems associated with agitation. Uh, what are the problems that confronted the Yoruba nation in terms of their agitation? And then Biafra. Now, Narada Franklin, good afternoon to you from London. What's the time in Moscow? You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mr. Fandero. I'm very, I would say I'm very honored to be participating live on your show. And the time right now is 24 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock.
All right, past the hour of 6 o'clock. So that means Moscow is about 3 hours away from London. Wow.
Yes.
We're very, very lucky that we've actually you've got a day off today, and as such, I think it is a better time that you and I can stream and we can talk about the problems. What are the problems associated with the Yoruba nation?
First and foremost, we had to look critically in order for us to have a good assessment of the problem. We got to look critically into the surroundings, into the puzzle that makes up the actual picture. Okay. With regards to the Yoruba agitation, in order for us to address the Yoruba agitation, we have to look into some past history. I'm going back to, during the time of when the country was, undergoing the process of amalgamation.
Right.
That was in 1914.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there were these players, or we got these players from the South. Because at that time, people like Honorable Nnamdi Ezekwe and Awolowo and the rest of them, Osita Osadebe and the rest of them. Okay.
But these people you mentioned, they never participated in that 1914 amalgamation. They never participated. They never signed it.
No, absolutely. They never signed it. They never signed it. These people came onto the playing field, in the 50s, prior to the independence, to the struggle for independence, to the Declaration of Independence. Okay, the actual people that signed the amalgamation, we were made to understand the Sultan of Sokoto, the major emir of the north.
Correct.
And then the Oni of Ife.
No, Oni of Ife was not. Alaafin of Oyo and the Obong of Calabar in the south.
Yes, the Alaafin of Yoruba land or whatever. So this was how the amalgamation came into being, and it now fed or dragged on. While Nigeria was basically a colony. Okay, not Nigeria's at that time. Lagos was basically the crown colony. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, yeah, carry on. We're hearing you.
Okay. Lagos was basically the crown colony. So what happened was at that time.
Yeah, I think the transmission is breaking off and is going to come back. Yes. If you can hear me, Narada, yes, they are listening to you.
I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, carry on.
What happened as at that time, Lagos, as we know, was a crown colony. And then
did you say Lagos was a crown colony?
Yes, Lagos was a crown colony.
What does that mean?
Lagos, in the sense that even to this day, there were secret documents that is allowing Lagos as a British territory, even to this day.
What does that entails?
It means basically what it entails basically is this. The British, when Lagos was joined as the capital of Nigeria, it was annexed to Nigeria. Okay, we all know it was around.
But Narada Franklin, Lagos happens to be a Yoruba-speaking part of Nigeria. What is the fraud in that annex? That Lagos was an annex? No.
Lagos was annexed and eventually became the capital of Nigeria. Lagos was enjoying a crown colony status outside of the amalgamation.
So Lagos was outside. Are you trying to say Lagos was outside the amalgamation of 1914?
Yes, I could say that. Yes.
Now, is there any document that can prove that? Because this is already causing frictions within the Fulani Caliphate in the north, as I gathered, that they ought to go and then investigate. Because yeah, go on.
The Fulani Caliphate, the people that have the audacity and the power to understand and have possessions of these facts, of these documents, they know that there was an Eden clause. There was an Eden clause, even though that Lagos is a Yoruba speaking enclave. Even though Lagos is a Yoruba speaking land. Okay, what actually happened was there was a clause before the amalgamation took place. That was in 1912. Before the amalgamation took place, a certain documents were signed. Okay, the British made it clear. The British knew that the amalgamation process wouldn't last even up to 100 years, and if it managed to do so after a 100 years period, then there is the need for a renegotiation process. Okay, which literally would mean perhaps like a referendum vote, a popular publicized vote for all of the entities that constitute Nigeria.
Now,
So the British were not. They do not want to take any chances. They do not want to take any chances. So they had all of these things figured out. Like for instance, if it comes to the fact that after a 100 years period or before a 100 years period, there is this claim for secession or whatever. The British anticipated this. They anticipated that a time will come. So they made it clear to the people of the North, which was their partners. The British had a pact with the people of the North as at that time. So they made it clear that in the event of any secession or whatever, Lagos will go back to enjoying a status as a crown colony.
Now, in fact, that area that you have just touched on. Now, do you remember, Narada Franklin, that during the preparations towards independence, do you remember that Awolowo, the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and Sadarana of Sokoto, Amadu Bello, they all wanted their own individual nations. Obviously, due to culture clash, religious clash in the south, and Anthony Enahoro made a motion on the floor that there should be a clause in that constitution that should any of the three regions want to go their separate ways, their exit out of Nigeria should be peaceful. Do you remember that that clause was countered by Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, who strongly believed in one Nigeria? Don't you believe that that 1912 Senate document that you are talking is obsolete now, and that the root cause of the problems that we have today as a nation, don't you believe that this was caused by Nnamdi Azikiwe? Because Nnamdi Azikiwe created the mess that we have, and that is on ground today because the North wanted their own nation, the West wanted their own nation, but Zeke was the root cause of where we are today. What are your takes on that?
Well, my takes of my opinion are very, very simple. Okay, uh, in actual fact, the Northerners wanted a separate nation of their own, and so does the Easterners and the Southwest people.
No, I think the East. Nnamdi Azikiwe, as at that time, was the leader in the East, but to some elites in the West, because of Nnamdi Azikiwe's caliber of education, he was accepted by a few elites in the West. So also Awolowo has got his own faction in the East and in the North. But don't you think that had Nnamdi Azikiwe, in my own opinion, agreed to the flaw of the motion as at that time, that okay, let them incorporate that clause? What was going through Nnamdi Azikiwe's head as at that time to think, oh, we want one Nigeria? Narada Franklin.
Well, I wouldn't know exactly what was really going on in his mind, but he felt, in my own opinion, that it would be better if everybody, have been amalgamated together as a little as an experience, some sort of experiment. And if if after, perhaps maybe a couple of decades, if the amalgamation was not going, to the rights of all of the parties involved, then everybody, have the right to walk away. I felt perhaps maybe that was what was going on at that time in his mind, and that was why he wanted, to allow the British experiment, to happen. This is my own take, because it would not be appropriate for me to say exactly what he was thinking, because I wouldn't know exactly what he was thinking, but I'm just giving my own opinion. He wanted a taste of the British experiment.
Now, let's look at the Biafrans from their own side. What do you think is wrong with the agitation in Biafra land? And are they really speaking with one voice? Because we've got some moles inside them too.
We have moles not only on the Biafran agitation. We have moles also in the Yoruba, in the Oduduwa agitation.
And in fact, we're coming back. We're coming back to the moles in the Yoruba agitation, because that's why we're here, because we want to discuss both Yoruba Nation and Biafra. But let's take the Biafrans first before we come to the delicate part of the Yoruba land. Biafra, what is their problem? Why are they not speaking with one voice too?
Okay, in order for us to understand the Biafran agitation, we have to go back, as you know, that the Biafra struggle is not a thing of today. The Biafra struggle, in actual fact, one would say, has dragged on for almost 37 years, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, this agitation was prompted and was carried upon by a son of the land, in the person of Odumegu Emeka Ojukwu. Okay, who as at that time was a military officer. He was a colonel, if I was not mistaken. Okay, but we must also, in order for us to get a clearer picture of the one Nigeria situation, we must understand that the Biafra agitation was not the first secession to happen. That wasn't the first secession. If we want to get the actual history of Nigeria, I hope my Biafran brothers and sisters are listening. If we want to get the actual picture, the Biafra struggle was not the first secession. There was the Niger Delta Republic that was declared by Isaac Adakaboro. Okay, this secession was declared because Isaac Adakaboro was not comfortable for the fact that the natural resources, you understand, in the region in the Niger Delta region was being used, okay, as a national sovereignty for every region. He was not comfortable with this. So, and then he wanted an all out. But something interesting happened, because you see, it was the same Ojukwu Odumegu who later came out with the Biafran struggle. He was saying, hello?
Yeah, we're still here. Hello?
He was the same officer that was designated to arrest Isaac Adakaboro. In fact, there was a war. Ojukwu was designated with the Nigerian military might at that time to sort of form the uprising for a separate nation of the Niger Delta Republic. For 12 days, there was a fierce battle. For 12 days. And finally, Adakaboro was arrested, and he was sent to Lagos, where he was tried, okay, and then sentenced to life imprisonment. And while he was incarcerated, so some of the younger officers from the Igbo extraction, you understand?
Yeah.
Some of the younger officers of the Igbo extraction that carried out a coup as at that time.
Are you referring to the 5 majors led by Kaduna Nzego?
Yes, that carried out a coup
that killed Tafawa Balewa, Sadaruna, and the rest of them.
Exactly. And then Abu Iransi was made, because he was the most senior officer at that time. So he was made to be the head of state. Now, in this period, why Abu Iransi was made the head of state, Adakaboro was in prison. He was incarcerated. He was given a life sentence to be hanged
by the military brass. By the military brass.
By the military brass, yes, as at that time. For which Ojukwu, Jumebu Emeka Ojukwu was assigned personally to take care of it. So as fortune plays out, the Kaduna Mafia boys in the military, which includes, as we all know, the late President Muhammadu Buhari.
Yeah.
T.Y. Danjuma.
Did you just said the late? You just said something. The late President Muhammadu Buhari. Why?
Yes, I did. We will come to that.
Okay.
We will come to that. We will definitely come to that.
Yeah.
So, as we all know, the Kaduna Mafia boys in the military from the north, these were younger officers at that time, and they thought it was something very odd about the coup that took place, because one thing was agreed, and another thing was done. Like, for instance, okay, like some of the northerners that partook in the coup, there was an agreement that on both sides they were going to eliminate the older people. Okay, they were going to remove the older people on both sides.
From both the north, east, and west.
Yes, from all
the regions combined.
From all the regions at the time, it was agreed. But unfortunately, the five guys from the eastern extraction that carried out a coup.
Yeah, the five majors.
Yes, the 5 majors. They thought it otherwise to do a different ball game, to play a different ball game, and so they eliminated only people from the north and some people from the southwest, and these was something that the Kaduna boys could not live with. So 6 months later, a counter coup took place. In this period, while the coup was being planned, Adakaboro was waiting for execution.
Mm.
You understand?
Yeah.
The guy who first of all seceded, who wanted cessation from Nigeria. As at that time, he was incarcerated in an underground prison cell. So what happened was, when the coup plotters, when the coup was overturned against those 5 majors, the Igbo extractions, now the one who was assumed, or he was given the leadership role.
Yeah, because he was more favorable to the south and the north combined.
Yes, so he was given the favorable role, and he went to the prison. Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So he went to the prison and then had a one-on-one chat with Isaac Adakaboro. He says, you're a condemned man, all right? I could do other way, but, I want to give you one opportunity. I want to save your life on one condition, that you will fight with me against, these against the uprising that is coming up by Ojukwu this time around.
Mm.
So Adakoboro, any man would have done what he did. I mean, if you look at it, he was incarcerated by Ojukwu, and now Ojukwu is coming out to carry out the same atrocity that the Ojukwu said it was an atrocity for Adakoboro to declare a separate to declare a separate country. That it was a felon and treason. And this is the same Ojukwu coming out to commit the same treason. So he had no choice.
So to cut the long story short, Narada Franklin.
Yeah.
Now, Nnamdi Kanu seemed to have taken over the mantle of leadership where Odumegwu Ojukwu left off.
Can I just briefly, I will cut the long story short.
Yeah.
I will cut the long story short. Okay, we all know that part, what happened, and, let's move on. Before Nnamdi Kanu came on the scene, because there were certain issues we must be very clear. Before Nnamdi Kanu came on the scene, and before Ojukwu himself passed away, Ojukwu had several interviews in which he said, in those interviews, he proudly carried out the first secession, but it would be unwise for anybody from the Igbo extraction to dream about the Biafra Republic. It would be unwise. It will show that no lesson was learned. This was Ojukwu's own perspective before he passed away and became an ancestor now. He was very clear about it. Now let us come to the side where Nnamdi Kanu took up the struggle. First of all, Nnamdi Kanu was not the person that started the Biafran struggle. There was Masop, Uwazuwiki, and the rest of and the likes of Uwazuwiki and others that started the struggle.
Right.
And then it went on to the fact that Nnamdi Kanu now happened. Someone else, not even Nnamdi Kanu, someone else brought up the idea of the IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra. Someone else. It has been on speculation that Nnamdi Kanu hijacked the struggle from that particular guy. But we all know, but these are just speculations. Okay? Now, there is a major problem. The major problem is very clear. You understand? Why there appears to be so many problems facing the Igbo agitations. In the first place, okay, the people in the county is appealing to a section, not the overall majority of the Igbo extraction, to a selected section of the population. Okay?
Yeah.
And the vast majority of the Igbo elites that are prominent in the corridors of power they do not condone, they are not condoning Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB rhetorics.
Why is that?
Well, it could be for two reasons. This is just my own opinion.
Yeah, we all know that. Yeah, but
it could be for two reasons. For two reasons, because they feel that if anybody was to lead the Biafran people, it has to come from someone who has been familiarized with power, with the infrastructures of the one Nigeria saga. This is one reason.
But don't you think before Nnamdi Kanu came onto the scene, yeah, you've highlighted that there was Mossab before Nnamdi Kanu took over the agitation. Don't you think it would have been a good idea before Nnamdi Kanu made a front stage to must have consulted with some of those leaders and billionaires in Igbo land before coming out? Because most of these billionaires and big guys in Igbo land, they won't want to break up Nigeria because they are beneficiaries of the system. What do you think Nnamdi Kanu must have done wrong?
Well, again, this is my own opinion. I think there was poor consultational talks.
Mm,
I think what Nnamdi Kanu should have done was, whether he did, whether he did not, okay, nobody knows. I don't know that. Nobody knows. Perhaps he had some prior consultation with people before before he took the bull by the horn.
mm,
But in my own understanding, I think there was poor consultational talks, because it is very clear. We must not listen. We mustn't fool ourselves. Okay, I know that a lot of people, maybe they're going to send me hate messages, or they're going to, I mean, from the IPOP group, they're going to send me hate messages, or they're going to say, who the fuck is that guy? But the truth is the truth. On the level that the agitation is going on, it will not come to fruition. On the level that it is right now, it will not come to fruition, because, and there is the word in clause, because. But let us face it. Let us take a look at all the revolutions that have happened in the world. If you want to fight a revolution, you want to be a true revolutionist. You don't fight from a distant land.
mm.
You stay in your home turf, with the support of your people, ready to pay the ultimate price. Okay, the reason why I'm saying this, there is a reason, and I will give various reasons. The one very good example. Okay, let us look at the black movement in the United States, in America, after slavery.
Yeah.
Okay, till today, people do not understand why the movement failed. The movement failed because of lack of unity, because of lack of unity, because of lack of proper coordination among the various black leaders. Everybody was doing their thing on a different frontage.
Mm.
You understand? Everybody was doing their thing on a different frontage. You got Malcolm X, you got
Martin Luther King.
you got Martin Luther King, you got the Black Panther leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so everybody was doing their thing on their own. There was no coordination of having to come together. They forgot the one basic principle, that together we stand and divided we fall. That is the one basic principle. Together we stand and divided we fall.
And do you think
Now,
do you think in your personal opinion, Narada Franklin, do you think the Igbo agitation the Igbo people, are they speaking with one voice, or they are divided too?
sorry,
The
I
Igbo
didn't get
people,
that question.
are they speaking with one voice, or they are equally divided?
Absolutely not. They are not. They are not speaking with one voice. They are divided.
let's come back to the Yoruba nation.
Let me clear something. Look, practically, we all know what happens. In there are too many clanships. Too many clanships. Okay, in the Igbo land, this person is belonging to this clan, and that person is belonging to this clan, and there is, in the old, before they got this 5 states, in the old 2 eastern states, which is the eastern state of Imo and Anambra, before these states were, other states were created out of these 2 states.
Yeah.
There is always that rivalry between the people from Imo and Anambra, and basically most of the people from Anambra, basically, I would say 85%, if not more, are business-oriented people, while most of the people, in
Imo State,
are people that could be termed as educational
academics.
Academics. So there is always been this rivalry, and then not only the rivalry, there is also this clan thing. You're not from my clan, Anyway, that happens everywhere. That is applied to most of the tribes, most of the indigenous tribes in the regions that constituted Nigeria. But the Igbo one, okay, I would say it is something that is taken very seriously. Even it affects people, when it comes to intermarriages. It affects them when it comes to intermarriages. This clan is not allowed to marry to that clan and stuff like that. Because I have a couple of Igbo friends who, they tell me things are linked, when we're having a normal conversation.
Now, let's come back to let's treat the Yorubas now. What do you think is wrong with the Yoruba agitation? And then we will now compare the differences between the Igbo side and the Yoruba nation. What is wrong with the Yorubas? You see, I asked one of the leaders of the Yoruba World Congress one terrible question, that the Yorubas, are they a difficult race to manage? What is wrong with the Yoruba people?
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, Narada.
The connection is breaking. Can you say that again?
Yes, I said with the Yoruba agitation, what do you think, in your own opinion, is wrong with the Yorubas?
You see, if we want to compare the Igbo agitation and the Yoruba agitation, the Igbo have, I will give that to them. They have radical youths. They have radical youths that are, that are willing to, or some of them are willing to pay the ultimate price
of death. Of death.
Yes, which is death. That I would give to the Igbo agitation, but you don't find such radical youths in the Yoruba agitation.
Why is that?
You don't.
Why is that?
Because of one simple problem. The Yoruba youths are relying on the older men to make decisions for them. That is one major problem.
That means the youths in Yoruba land don't have a mind of their own, unlike the Igbo youths.
They don't have a muscle. They not how can I say
can I help you with the words to describe? Should we describe? Are you trying to say that the Yoruba youths that should have clamored for their own freedom are what should I use? Are they coward?
Perhaps the word coward or cowardice will be the world's greatest understatement.
So what is wrong with them? Why are they not coming out to fight? Why are they silent, even in their own country? Are they afraid of the bullet? But some of them, from some of the postings that's been getting through to me, they're coming out, but they're being silenced by the military.
You see, this is something. There's something that I really want to say here, right here. Let it be on record. Like I don't said, the Yoruba youth, they are relying a lot. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah. But some people are complaining that your voice is too low.
I am screaming at my lungs. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs.
Yes, carry on.
The Yoruba youth, I don't tell you the major problem. They are relying for the older generation to make decisions for them. They look up to older men to say, oh, these are elders. The elders, they know better. But not in this generation. It is not supposed to be that way. It is not supposed to be that way. There's a lot of changes. There's a lot of changes going on around the world for people that are advocating for self-determination, or that are advocating for equal opportunity, equal justice. Okay? Like for instance, in America, you have a lot of black organizations in the US springing up now. They're not going to be silent the way Martin Luther King and the others were silent. So this time around, okay, it's going to be blood for blood. So until we find such character in the Yoruba youth, at least we have such character in the Igbo youth. Until we have such character that the Yoruba youth must not rely or relent or leave matters for the elders to decide. They have a major role to play too. Until we have such character, nothing will be accomplished. Nothing. The agitations will never come to fruition because they are not only divided. You know, they look towards personal enrichment, personal gain.
Now,
they are looking. The Yoruba people are looking for the highest bidder. If somebody comes to tell me, okay, put down your arms, you know, and I'll give you 20 million naira, they're ready to do that.
You see, when I look at the Biafrans agitators and the Yoruba nation agitators, you see, I can see clearly that the Biafrans are more focused and more channeled in their own presentation. They know exactly what they want. All their eggs are in one basket. It is either you are a member of IPOP or maybe the other group. Now, within the Yorubas, there is this group, there is that group. I think in the entire Yoruba nation, there are over maybe 100 or 200 different groups all agitating for the Yoruba nation. So, like, for instance, an MP in the United Kingdom said, oh, one group wrote a letter to an MP, and then another group wrote another letter to an MP, another group wrote another letter to the same MP. So the MP was devastated that how come different groups are writing similar letters from different groups to her? Why?
If we should go back to the point that I stressed earlier on, that the basic principle for every struggle is very simple. Together we stand, united, and then divided we fall. It is very simple. Until that until that is adhered to, until people take, especially freedom fighters, until they take a critical look at what that really entails. These divided we fall and united we stand, until they take a critical look and make that change. How does a man make a change? You don't make a change by comparing yourself to another man. You stand in front of a mirror and take a look at yourself. You stand in front of a mirror and take a look at yourself. What is it you're not doing rightly? So until they take a critical look at a situation, nothing changes. Nothing changes.
So
there has to be some sort of radicalization. Because look, let us be very clear. Freedom is not for we. Freedom is never given freely, as the word represents freedom. It is never given freely. You have to take it by brute force. You have to take it by brute force. If you're not willing to take it, to pay the price for it, then don't even say the word freedom.
So are you indirectly telling us that the freedom for Biafra and the freedom for Yoruba nation is not going to be easy? Are you trying to tell us secretly or indirectly that blood will be shed? Whereas some leaders are saying, oh, no pint of blood will be shed in Yoruba land.
That is. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
That is living in total denial that no blood will be shed.
But no blood will be shed. But no, they claiming no blood will be shed. But can you imagine just common demonstration and the army were drafted in at Lekki Tollgate and they murdered? Is that not bloodshed? And they're saying no, there will be no bloodshed.
That was exactly what I just wanted to say. That was exactly what I wanted to point it out.
But that demonstration was a clear distinction of the same freedom that you are talking about, that you said freedom is never given free.
Now,
yes. Narada,
hello.
Yes. We can hear you now.
Yes. What I wanted to say to you, I'm glad that you brought up the demonstrations for about the NSAS, and whatever. Okay, this speaks volumes. If you look at the rallies for the agitation of Oduduwa, okay, of the Oduduwa Republic, if you look at the rallies, it was just a handful of people that came out, a handful of people. But if you look at the NSAS protest, there were a large crowd. And who are these people that are making the larger crowd? These are the vast majority are the Yoruba youths. The Yoruba youths they have said it clearly. They have made a statement that not everybody seems to be paying attention to it. They want a one Nigeria. This is very simple, because if you compare the attendance on the rallies for the Oduduwa Nation and for the rallies for the NSAS protest, or the protesters, as we might say, there is a great disparity. You cannot bridge the gap. the number of turnouts. So that speaks volume on its own, that the Yoruba people, especially the youth, they do not want. And the reason why they do not want, because they believe that the elders will not give them that forum.
Let's begin to round up Narada Franklin. Considering this agitation, what advice have you got for both the Biafrans and the Oduduwas?
Okay, first and foremost, uh, for both agitations, there's got to be real players on ground. There's got to be real players on ground.
Real players, as in.
I'm talking leadership.
So you are saying indirectly that Nnamdi Kanu should be on ground.
Yes, if he's agitated, if he wants to succeed, he has to find a way to come, and then when the people see you as the leader, and then the crowd will follow. You don't live in your comfort zone. You're not living in your comfort zone, and you're instigating people to go and die for something that you do not believe in it. If you believed in it, you would be standing right next with them. If he believes in it.
Yeah, but then and again, with a situation like a country like Nigeria, that there's no civilization. Yeah, he can try that. He can try that in a civilized environment, but we are talking about.
No, and that is where, see, every situation has its advantages and disadvantages. There is what is known, or what could be termed as a guerrilla warfare. Okay. If you look at everybody who did the revolution, if you take the Cuban Revolution, for instance, the Cuban Revolution, Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro was an Italian. He was of an Italian parent. He was born in Cuba. His ancestral homeland is Italy. He's an Italian, Fidel Castro.
Somebody's calling you on your other line.
If you look at it, Fidel Castro was in Cuba. He was in Havana. And then with the support of Che Guevara, they were able to start a guerrilla movement. Hello?
Yes, we're listening.
Are you with me? So he was able to start a guerrilla movement that went on to garner the local support of the people, and then it became a full-blown revolution. If you look at the Asian Revolution, the illegal occupation of the Asian country, Haiti. Okay, the people that fought for the revolution, people like Lovacho, that fought for the Asian revolution in the land of Haiti. They were not fighting. They were not advocating for freedom from a distant land. They participated with the people. And if you look into the struggles of Malcolm X was not advocating for a peaceful dialogue. He was asking for freedom by any means deemed necessary. And he was ready to pay the price. He knew at one time, at any stage, that he would be gotten at. He knew this, but he was ready to do it. So you don't fight for freedom. You're living in England, or you're living in Japan and instigating people to go to the street, to burn houses, to do that. And then innocent Biafrans are being killed every day, and you have no formidable or no proper or adequate strategy to combat, or to stem the killings. You say you're fighting you're fighting for cessation. That is not going to work.
What about the Yoruba agitators? What is wrong in their midst? What is the problem confronting them?
The same thing applies to the Yoruba. There was a former statesman that made an elaborate statement that if the Yoruba people, if he was thinking and he was told that there is a promotion, okay, there is a promotion, and that the Yoruba people are finding.
Yeah, I think Narada Franklin. I think there are loads of comments coming up from the Biafrans here. Jocelyn Noah, as you can read, you can pick them up on the screen. Said Narada should not forget the military came to his house to kill MNK Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If he was to be in, if you were to be in MNK's shoes when they came, what will you do?
Nigeria, the territory of Nigeria is very big. The territory for Nigeria is very big.
And here is another comment from Ndukwe Jane. Ndukwe Jane said Nnamdi Kanu was on ground agitating for Biafra before troops were sent to kill him, and he has to escape for his life.
But listen, before troops were sent to kill him, and then he fled the country. By what means did he leave the country was unknown, but he managed to have fled the country. That is the same way he would have managed to have gone somewhere within the territory of Nigeria, okay, to regroup himself. That is the same way. He would have left Nigeria, he would have left his ancestral village and regroup himself somewhere.
And then again, Jesse J said Narada seems to forget something about MNK. Jesse J said Narada seems to forget something about MNK. Did he forget men in uniform came to his house and killed over 20 people? Jesse J.
Listen, that is not a reason for him to abandon the struggle. In my opinion, he has abandoned the struggle. No matter what he is doing outside, there are sympathizers. There are people that could be designated as sympathizers. Like for instance, okay, if they see that he is actually fighting a true cause, there are people that will make donations in terms of weaponry. People will make donations, large donations, to try to help the struggle. Okay, but look, there was one video that was aired. I think I have a copy of that video where Nnamdi Kanu went to speak with business owners in America. And only one man came out to tell Nnamdi Kanu that you have come to America here. Can you please tell us, did you travel to America under the Biafran passport? Because there is no such passport. Before you became a British citizen, you were a Nigerian. Before you became a British citizen, you were a Nigerian. Can you tell us, are you right now holding a Biafran passport? I have that video, the video clip.
I think Nnamdi Kanu is holding a British passport. I think.
When he went, he was. Okay, so there you have it. So somebody was bold enough to point out that fact of the matter to him.
I've got another comment here. Another comment for you. Mwadike Eberechukwu, one of my regulars, said, he's saying you should not forget that Nnamdi Kanu promised that he will come and he will bring hell to Nigeria.
Sorry?
Mwadike Eberechukwu said, you should not forget that Nnamdi Kanu promised he will be on ground and will bring hell to Nigeria.
See, is he going to be like, is he importing, is he going to be importing fighters? Are you importing fighters the way you import rice to Nigeria to come and fight on your behalf? And then where would any other kind of be when he's bringing hell to Nigeria? Is he going to be in the forefront, or is he still going to remain at his base in a distant land?
Mm.
These are the questions to be asked. Mm. People should not be all that gullible or be pushed to be living in denial.
What do you think? Do you think, in your honest opinion, that Biafra and Yoruba nation will be realized?
In my honest opinion, I'm not being biased. I'm not a supporter of one Nigeria. I am not. I am absolutely not. Okay, I am in favor for the dissolution of the country, of the entire four region that constitutes Nigeria. Okay? I am not a supporter of one Nigeria.
Did you say four regions? What do you mean by that?
You have the northern. Also,
yes, the north one.
You have the north.
One.
You have the southwest.
Yeah.
You have the east, and you have the midwestern region that was created in 1963.
So you are saying that they should just return the country back to those four regions.
That is what I am in support of. If that will happen, but on the other hand, even the people.
You are saying indirectly keep Nigeria, but leave. Is that not the restructuring some people are clamoring for?
No. I'm not clamoring for restructuring. I'm saying that everybody should be allowed to go their separate ways.
Be a country of their own.
They should be a sovereign nation of their own.
That is, Southwest should be a sovereign nation. Midwest should be a sovereign nation.
The Midwest region, the way it is, the Midwest region, wherever the Midwest people want to take along with them as partners to create a nation.
But we haven't. But Neither Franklin, we haven't got anybody clamoring for a Midwest nation.
For now, there is nobody. Perhaps maybe for now there is nobody, but perhaps maybe in the nearest future, between now to 10 years from now, there might be some disgruntled elements in the region that will say enough is enough.
Let us just quickly talk about this UNPO. What do you think in your honest opinion that UNPO can facilitate the creation of a new nation? Have they got the powers?
The UNPO does not have such muscle they do not have such muscle to dictate. They only have to represent and oppress people to put their case forward. The UNPO is just a non-governmental organization. They have no political muscle to say tomorrow Oduduwa, you be a nation. Tomorrow Biafra, you be a nation. They don't have that kind of muscle. They don't have it. We must look at things the way things are structured. All right?
Mm.
The UNPO does not have that kind of muscle. All they can do is to uh, like so they can solicitate for support for an oppressed or marginalized indigenous people to help them to push their complaints within the walls of the United Nations. But they don't have the muscle to tell the United Nations that you must grant freedom to these people, or you must give sovereignty to this region. They don't do it, they cannot do it, and they will not do it.
Now that Franklin, Jocelyn Noah just posted, and I think it's coming in front of your screen any moment from now. She said, Narada, you mentioned dead Buhari. He said he's reminding you not to forget. Maybe he wants you to enlighten us about the dead Buhari. Maybe there's something you know about the dead Buhari that we don't know.
Sorry?
Yeah, I said Jocelyn Noah made mention of the fact that you mentioned about the dead Buhari earlier on, which I said, oh, you said dead Buhari. Now, what do you know about this issue of dead Buhari, by the way?
Okay, yes, I did say we were going to come back to the issue of, Buhari or whatever. Now, we must we must be very clear with ourselves. Okay, we must be very clear with ourselves. You understand? If anybody is living in denial that the man in Aso Rock is Buhari, you understand? I do not belong to that group of people.
Why?
I do not belong to that group of people because in every sometimes you see rumors, whether they are false or true. In most cases, they are revealing.
Mm.
In most cases, they are revealing, and not until we had a great revolution, in the point in the fact that things happened in the month of April. Things happened in the month of April. You understand? In the month of April of this year,
Mm.
in 2020, the month of April 2020, when this pandemic issue was really heating up
What happened?
and causing chaos and mayhem in the society. A lot of things happened. Okay, and what happened was the handlers, the Nigerian government themselves, they know that the man in Aso Rock is not Buhari. If they want to doubt it, then they should take a blood sample and check up his DNA with an independent medical association. They should make public the results of an independent medical association about whether the DNA of the man that is in Asurok matches with the DNA of Buhari's children. That is number one. And then number two, we mustn't forget, I think it was in 2018, somewhere in 2018, I cannot remember the exact month, where the supposed first lady said that the country has been hijacked. Where are the Nigerian men to come and fight and take back their country? No woman in her right mind will be saying anything of that nature against our own husband. No woman.
Mm.
You understand? No woman.
So
would ever come up against our own husband.
is it so you are saying indirectly that everything that is happening in Nigeria, had Muhammadu Buhari be alive, these things will never happen? So you are saying directly that Muhammadu Buhari is dead.
See, everybody knows, even the governors, even the governors, the northern governors, the northern elite that walk in the corridors of power, the southern elite that walk in the corridors of power, they all know that the real Buhari, Muhammadu Buhari, is dead. Is long ago gone. Is left this world. So why must we continue to be fooling ourselves and perpetuate evil? Why must we do this?
Mm.
They know. Look, I can make mention of people like Rochas Okorocha, people like Olusegun Obasanjo, people like Amechi Rotimi, people like Adams Oshomole.
All these guys, they know that Muhammadu Buhari is dead. So why are they playing the same? Why are they playing a dirty card?
They know, because they are doing that because of their own selfish agenda, for their own selfish interest. They know. And the reason why this evil has been perpetuated for so long, it is because the Nigerian people do not care. The Nigerian masses do not care. Instead of taking uh, 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 the bull by the horn to find out, to find out a solution to the entire problem, they're looking for shortcuts. The young boys, the young girls, the youths, they're looking for shortcuts. Now they go about eating feces, eating people's shit in order to make money. They're going about using people's pants for money rituals, killing people for money rituals, instead of coming out to confront the evil.
I gathered. I'm not too sure how authentic that rumors was, but I gathered one of the contestants in the Ondo State gubernatorial election went to consult with a voodoo priest, and the voodoo priest demanded two pregnant women as sacrifice. Whether that was provided to the voodoo priest is unknown, but I gathered that happened in Ondo State, last gubernatorial election in Ondo State. Why are we so wicked as black race, Narada?
The one thing I could say is that the black race was taught, and was made foolish by the Caucasian race.
Why is that?
Race was taught and was made foolish by the Caucasian race. They were made to hate themselves. That's all there is.
And if they made the black race to hate themselves, does that mean the white people equally advise them to begin to use themselves as voodoo, even though 60 years after independence and just this election gone? Can you imagine that, whether it was true? But I know that a lot of rituals is being performed by majority of these politicians. Narada.
There is, whether rituals are being performed to make the people to appear foolish or whatever, okay, that does not justify their silence. That does not make them to accommodate a bad rubbish governance for over 40 years. Okay? So as a people, we gotta think, and then we gotta be critical on certain issues that do not appear right. as a people. Now, look, if you take a look at a white man, a basic example of the white man, the white people are so clever. It's not that the black man is a dumb. No, the black people are not dumb. But the white man, when they came to Africa, how did they come to Africa? They came to Africa as missionaries.
Yes.
So we came to bring you the good word, the gospel. We came to bring you the gospel. From bringing the gospel, they started doing what? They started building courthouses to start judging the natives. From bringing the gospel, they started inviting other Europeans. Now, it doesn't really matter if you are German, if you are Netherlands, if you're Dutch. It doesn't matter if you are anywhere from Europe. They started inviting their European brothers to come to Africa. Now, the Europeans almost went to war with each other for the struggle for Africa. And then they decided to hold a Berlin conference in 1885, where the African continent was now divided into territories. This is the British territory, this is the French territory, this is the German territory, this is the Portuguese territory. Now, how do you call that? These are different white people from different ethnic backgrounds, but coming together in one common cause. To find what? To find, to have a level playing field for everybody. So why can't we do that? The black people in America, they keep singing that we're going to overcome. For how many years? Over 400 years. They still haven't overcome anything. Every day you see them singing the songs, we shall overcome. You understand? And nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed, and nothing has changed even in Nigeria 60 years after independence. What advice? What advice?
Now, most people, you see, most people will say, why did Nigeria not work?
Yes, we're listening.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can the audience hear me very, very well?
I think I although it is very low, but I think they can manage.
Okay, I'm really so sorry. Now, if we had to take a critical look, you understand? There was a video that was trending about 2 weeks ago. Now, this video was not made 2 weeks ago. It was made about in the year 2015. On this video, you have a Caucasian academic eloquently saying that the powers that be, the powers of Western hegemonies, particularly perpetuated a crime to make Africa underdeveloped. It is not the wish of the colonizers to make the African continent a developed continent, because it will jeopardize, one, the standard of living. It will make the European nations to suffer. All of the amenities that is being provided, like the social security, okay, like in the UK and in America, you have the social security where money is given. Even it is virtually almost every European country where they give you unemployment benefits. Okay, the standard of living will drop, and a lot of Europeans will live in abject poverty, more than even the Africans. So it is something that can never be tolerated. It is something that can never be tolerated, to ensure. And that is why you have, if I can remember the name of the Caucasian academics, his name was Howard Nicholas. The video was trending about 2 weeks ago. It's about a 45 minutes video. It was a leaked audio that was recorded in 2015 when he was addressing he was addressing a seminar of European business entities. Okay, then he had to align it. But in Africa, what they do, what the European governments do, they put in a puppet leader who brings all the money back to Europe. They encourage you to embezzle your country's treasury, and then you bring it to Europe, and then your money is being used in trading. And then when you are asking back for your money, they give you your money with a certain 30% or 35% of interest to your own money that you brought to their country, that you stole to their country.
Mm.
You understand? They made sure that Africa was not a continent that produces, but a continent that consumes. Now, how do you survive?
Who are we to blame? Are we not? Is that blame not? That blame should be channeled towards your leaders and the politicians.
No. On that aspect. Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm still with you.
On that aspect, I do not agree that blame should be. Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you. But I blame those leaders. Those leaders are the ones that I blame, and not the white man.
No. If you watch that trending video. Hello, sir.
Yes, carry on, Narada.
If you watch that trending video, this video that I said was trending about a couple of weeks ago, where this Caucasian academic was eloquently saying and giving out the backdrop of why Africa must remain underdeveloped to this day.
Yeah, I watched it.
He was very clear. He said they put up puppets, head of state or leaders that is doing the bidding, and if you refuse to do the bidding, they'll kill you. He was very clear. Now, you take a look at all the African leaders that were assassinated. You talk about Lumumba, you talk about Thomas Sankara, you talk about Gaddafi. There is a systemic pattern to ensure that these people are taken out. There is a systemic pattern. Okay? Now, do you think, let me look, a lot of people are mistaking Mandela. Okay? The truth, a lot of people do not know the truth about Mandela. No man stays in prison for 27 years and comes out to be president without an underground agreement. No man can achieve that. You stay in prison for 27 years with no underground agreement, and they just make you president of South Africa. Come on now.
Let's quickly round up now. What is your advice to both the agitators of Biafra and Yoruba Nation? What's your advice for them?
My honest opinion. Yes, my honest opinion. Okay, my honest opinion on the matter of secession from Nigeria. All right, is that on both sides of the aisle, whether it is the Biafra agitation or the Yoruba agitation, there has to be a well-established armed militia.
Wow.
There has to be, I'm underlining it, there has to be, you understand? The establishment of an armed militia. Because freedom is not given on a platter of gold to nobody. If you want it, you got to earn it. If you crave for it, you better be ready to die for it. And if you're not ready to die for it, then you don't say the word. You take the word freedom out of your book, out of your vocabulary.
And then just leave dumb. Take free out of it and leave dumb.
Yes, you take the free out of it and you leave dumb to rest in peace. And that is it. So whatever the present agitators are doing, the people that are leading these agitations, whether it is on the Biafra side or the Oduduwa side, come on and establish a well-equipped armed militia. That is the only way, the only sure way to your freedom. You got to fight for it, and that's all. You got to fight for it, because it will not be given on a platter of gold. Never.
Okay, then. Thank you very much, Narada Franklin. It's been a cracky time. We tried to bring this live, but unfortunately, the connection from Moscow did not permit us. Now, guys, you can see I have been flashing on in front of your screen the PayPal for our sister who is in distress in United Arab. Yes.
Honorable Fangelo, please, I want to say this thing. Let nobody get it twisted. Nobody should get it twisted. Okay? All you got to do, all Nigerians got to do is demand to know who is the man in Asurok, because I am reiterating it. The original Muhammadu Buhari is dead and gone. He is gone.
You are emphasizing again that Muhammadu Buhari is dead and gone.
He is dead and gone. That is the truth. That is the truth. Let nobody get it twisted. Let nobody get it twisted.
Thank you very much.
He is gone. And these people are perpetuating. They are perpetuating evil. You understand? With the help of a foreign government, with the help of the British government, Her Majesty's government, they are perpetuating this heinous and sordid saga. Okay? This is just the plain truth. Nothing can be more clearer than what I have said. Not yes, because even in look, I have a piece of evidence. Okay, even the Queen, even the Windsor House sent a message of condolence to the Nigerian government and to the Nigerian people on behalf of the demise of Muhammadu Buhari in 2017.
Jocelyn Noah just posted a comment, and she said, Narada, what will be the fate of this man who knows and kept quiet about Buhari's death? Hello, Narada.
What will be the fate of this man who knew and are keeping mute?
Yes, about Buhari's death.
Well, if we want to be radical, with all issues, these men should be held accountable. They should be taken by force for them to tell the people what they know. They should go to their homes. They should have them kidnapped. It's very simple. You have your state governor kidnapped. It's very simple.
Right. A lot of
it is very simple. They know these things, you understand, but for their selfish interests and their selfish games, they are playing the evil dance of the Fulani people, to the evil music of the Fulani people. So They should not come to fool Nigerians or to fool people who call themselves the Nigerians, who do not see themselves as Biafrans or whatever.
Mm.
That is just the plain truth. It is as plain as the water that we drink that has no color.
Mm.
It is as plain as the water that we drink that has no color.
Mm.
Buhari is dead, and Nigerians should wake up to the truth
Mm.
and demand answers.
Right. Narada, thank you very much for joining me on the stream today. It's been a pleasure, and I hope you have a good day, rest, and I'm sure you're back to work tomorrow. And on this note, I'd like to say thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution, and I think we'll do it some other time. And I'll be bringing in some other guests. Namdi, I hope to bring in Namdi Kano very soon onto the show. So watch out for that. And then you can throw him questions.
It is my pleasure. It is my pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Narada. Thank you. Yes, guys, that was Narada Franklin, who's been kind enough to join me on the live stream today. And guys, yes, let's come back to the issue of our sister. We're still pleading. I think as at today, I think we must have gone over £1,000 mark for our sister who is in the United Arab Emirates. And you can obviously see the link to Mayegun's diary political that's been posted onto the stream. You can see that very clearly, guys, and that's the link that will take you straight into the PayPal account, which I think I should be able to actually pin this down. Yeah, I'm trying to pin this down. No, I can't do it from here. So the link is there, obviously, and you can see it as well in front of your screen, guys. Click on it. We've gone. I think we must be over 1,000 mark spread threshold at the moment. So if you click that link, will take you straight onto Maegun's diary political on that PayPal diaspora account that has been dedicated. So if you are sending anything, nothing is too small, nothing is too big, guys. We're helping one another. Tomorrow, you never can say, it could be you. And if you are in a position to help right now, even if it is £1, every penny counts. Look, we've seen somebody who donated $5 from the United States. We've seen people with £200. We've seen people with £50. Iwakbeluewa transferred £50. And you see, if we help, we don't know where the multiplier effect is going to come and where this will bounce on you. Because what you throw out into the universe is what bounces back on you. So, guys, the link is there. And for all of you, or some of you that may want to help our sister in the United Arab Emirates, just quote FOB as your reference point when you click on that link, so that when the payment goes through, we know exactly where it is coming from. I know for a fact as well that Lola Sukomi is equally thinking of opening up a special link, but I think I suggested that Lola Sukomi can actually get the same link, tap into the same buffer account that's been set up for our sister. But if anything, if Lola Sukomi wants to redistribute the payment details. Then Lola Lasukomi can then actually give himself with his code LO as the reference point so that we know everything that comes from LO is Lola Olasukomi's reference point. I believe that is better, and we need to help this our sister. She's in difficulty, and God will bless you as you bless her as well. And on this note, guys, I'd like to say a very big thank you for watching the stream. I can see my beautiful girl there in Nigeria, Patricia Ibitukemi Don Pedro, Bamidele Michael Akorede, Valentine Tino. Yeah, I can see some of you here. Yes, thank you all very much. It's been a pleasure having Narada Franklin. I'll be bringing in other guests as usual as well. If their connection is very good, then let me assure you, you will have contact with them. But I should be speaking to Namdi Kanu anytime from now, and I should be bringing him onto the stream too, so that you guys can have one-on-one interactions with him. Thank you all for coming to join me on the stream this great afternoon. It's my pleasure, and I'd like to say a pause, and I'd like to bid you farewell. Until next time, take good care of yourselves, and God bless you. Good day.